What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me. And today, we got more Blood Hunt. This time with Midnight Suns Blood Hunt issue number 2. And if you missed the last issue of this series, or any other part of Marvel's bloodiest event ever, then I'll put up a card at the top of the screen and a link at the end of the video to the complete Blood Hunt playlist and to the last issue for this series. But when we last left off with this series, we got to meet all the players as they came together with one singular focus: to take down their former ally and teammate, Blade. After it was revealed that he'd been behind all that'd been happening in this Blood Hunt event. So if you guys are ready to find out what happens when Blade's former group led by a Ghost Rider comes searching to wipe out their former ally and friend, then you guys know what time it is. Let's get it. So this issue picks up with Victoria Montesi having a nightmare about being at a Chicago Med hospital as it overflows with blood. And when she wakes up, Tulip's got her heat pointed right at Victoria. "You gonna shoot me for having a nightmare?" Victoria asks. But for Tulip, it's just a habit when she wakes up to screaming. That's both gangster as hell and sad as hell. But she does apologize to Vicky for it, who's worried because her nightmares do tend to come true. So she decides to go and talk to Johnny Blaze about it. So as Victoria meets up with Johnny Blaze to tell him about her dream with the whole Chicago Med hospital and whatnot, Johnny ironically is already drawing a picture of that same hospital from Victoria's dream. Apparently they've all had the same vision, which makes it an easy decision that they need to go ahead and take on this little side mission, or at least what initially feels like one. But then we pick up in Springfield, Illinois at this Chicago Med hospital as a nurse puts a patient to bed. And just before turning off the lights, the patient mentions rumors of Spider-Man being a vampire now. But after the nurse puts the patient to bed and makes more of her rounds, a strange hooded man walks into the hospital with a hand dripping in blood. And as he removes his hood, he tells the nurse that he wants to share his pain with her. And then he reveals himself to be a vampire. And then he splits his own skin from the top of his head down and then peels it back in a completely horrifying display. And then he chases after the nurse as she tries to run away while screaming for help. But she's just locked up pretty much every door and there's nobody right now to help her. So things are looking pretty bleak for her. Until Danny catches Ghost Rider burst through the hospital on his bike. And then he drives himself right in between the vampire and the nurse. Then chains up the vamp and drives off with him. And as the nurse freaks out, the rest of the team walk in and explain to her who they are and what the Ghost Rider does. And then a little later, after the Ghost Rider is taking care of business and Danny is regrouped with the team, they explain her dream to the nurse and why they're all there. But she tells them that weird things have actually been happening at this hospital for quite some time. People have seen shadows and heard strange noises. And about a year ago, a patient even straight up vanished without a trace. But since these guys have all had the exact same dream about this place, they believe that they are here to help. And Victoria, meanwhile, thinks that she knows what's going on now and why they're here. And just as she asks for a knife, Blade comes smashing through the window, swords in hand. And as Johnny Blaze tries to convince his former ally to stand down, Blade keeps charging, so Blaze opens fire with his Hellfire gun, but Blade easily dodges the fire. And then Tulip tries to convince Blade to stand down, but this time he finally responds that Blade isn't here. But as he gives that reply, that gives Johnny Blaze the opening that he needs, and this time his shot connects, causing Blade, or who we now know from issue 4 of the main Blood Hunt series that's driving Blade's skin, he turns into bats and flies off from the hospital. And while Johnny and Tulip wonder whether or not that was really Blade that they just encountered, or something else, Danny offers to send the Rider after him. But Victoria denies him. She knows that that's exactly what Blade wanted, to distract him from staying here. But they've got to stay, because she knows that there's an open door here that has been awakened, and they need to stay behind and close it. A sleeper of hell, she says, as she performs a ritual using her blood, revealing the door that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the issue. So what did you guys think about the issue? And what do you guys think that door is all about? I'm thinking that this door is maybe how Blade's possessor got out. What do you guys think about that? And now with only one more issue of this Midnight Suns miniseries tie-in left, this thing is moving along pretty quickly. But I want to hear how you guys are feeling about this whole event right now, and what's doing it for you, or what's hurting it for you if that's how you feel. But one question that I still want to know is, how did the person controlling Blade gain freedom? We did get a small little theory on that in Blood Hunt Series issue 4, but I feel like there's still more to it. So I'm still looking forward to seeing all that play out myself. But you guys know I want to hear all your best thoughts and theories down in the comments. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video and this channel, and you'd like to support the channel, then you could do so by stopping by the Comics Icon store and picking you up some of this merchandise, including the background music heard right here in this video, available for download. Or by joining the Iconic Fan Club channel membership, and there will be a link in the description to join. But with your membership, your voice will be heard during our interactive live streams with yours truly, where we could talk about everything that's been going down in these issues, as well as ones that you'd like for me to go over in the future and other comic book news. Plus, you guys will get loyalty badges, member shoutouts, and up to 20% off of Comics Icon's merchandise from the Comics Icon store. And we've got tiers to the memberships as well, starting at just 99 cents. Or you guys can donate to the channel with a super thanks. And if you're not able to do any of those, then you can still be a tremendous help to the future of this channel by dropping a like, share, and subscribing to Comics Icons for more icons in the comic book world. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out.